You know, so many of us feel kind of disconnected these days, right? But what if the solution isn't out there somewhere, but actually much, much closer to home? The philosopher pundit Shriyam Sharma Acharya pointed out that in our race for self-fulfillment, we've kind of forgotten a basic truth. Cooperation is what makes a family truly strong. So today, we're going to dive into his pretty radical blueprint for a total revolution in how we live together.
We hear it all the time, don't we? Chase your dreams, forge your own path. But what happens when chasing that dream pulls us away from the very people who gave us a running start? This is the big conflict of modern life that Acharya's work really makes you stop and think about.
So where does this all come from? Well, Acharyaji believed our world is facing a kind of crisis, one that's born from putting way too much emphasis on me, me, me. And without us even realizing it, this can weaken the very foundation of our society, the family. That key phrase right there, bond of gratitude, that's everything. This isn't just about being independent or moving out. No, it's about the real risk of just forgetting the sacrifices and the support that helped us get to where we are. It's this quiet little erosion of connection that, honestly, has massive consequences.
So this really lays out the two roads in front of us. On one side, you've got the path of isolation. That's where every person has to carry every single burden all by themselves. And that leads to stress, wasted energy, and just a deep sense of loneliness. But then there's the other path, the path of unity. That's where burdens are shared, successes are celebrated by everyone, and there's this incredible safety net of laughter and support just waiting to catch you if you fall. So if all this individualism is the problem, what's the solution? For Acharyaji, the answer is cooperation. And he didn't just see it as some nice little family strategy. No, he saw it as the very engine that drives human progress forward and the perfect antidote to the anxieties of our time. And listen, this isn't just some philosophical ideal. It is intensely practical. When a family really cooperates, pools their resources and their effort, they create a surplus of the three things we all wish we had more of: time, money, and labor. And that collective saving, it frees up every single person to go after goals beyond just surviving, to learn, to create, and to contribute in ways that are so much more meaningful. This efficiency, this is where things get really interesting. It leads to a huge social shift. When all the daily chores are streamlined because everyone is cooperating, the whole system can completely transform traditional roles and unlock human potential that has been held back for generations. This is basically a social revolution. When domestic work becomes a shared, efficient project, women are finally freed from having to carry that whole burden by themselves. They can then take all of their intellect, their creativity, and their leadership and apply it to the wider world. And let's be real, that benefits absolutely everyone. But okay, let's be realistic. A lot of us don't live in those big, multi-generational families anymore. So how do we actually apply this in the 21st century? Well, Acharyaji came up with a modern, flexible, and really powerful solution. He called it the cooperative family. And the idea is pretty radical. If your biological family can't or won't live this way, you can actually form a new one with people who think like you. Just imagine that. A group of people or a few small families creating a shared living space, pooling their resources, and building a support system to get through the pressures of modern life together. It's a way to actively build community instead of just waiting for it to happen. The main message here is so clear. Unity isn't just a nice feeling. It's the direct source of our prosperity, both emotionally and materially. It really is the engine for a richer life in every sense of the word. And the vision just expands from there. It starts with the family, sure, but it definitely doesn't end there. A world that's filled with stable, cooperative, and supportive families becomes the foundation, the literal cornerstone for a peaceful and prosperous world for everyone. So the final question is really for you. If we all truly embrace this idea of cooperation, starting in our own homes and letting it spread out into our communities, what could we really, truly build together?